Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be testing a foundation hack. It is not my first time trying this hack out. I have done it before and I really liked it because if I didn't, then I wouldn't have brought it onto my channel. And so this hack came about to me in my head because of the Urban Decay Velvetizer powder, mixing medium powder. I don't know if you've heard of that before, but what it is basically this powder that comes in a normal translucent form, and they advise you to take some of the powder and mix it into the foundation to make it like a paste, then apply it all over the face. And apparently what it does, it gives an extremely flawless finish and it helps to control oil a lot more, especially for really oily skin, which is, hello, I am the oiliest thing ever. So then I went onto YouTube and I started seeing many beauty gurus doing this hack. So a lot of them were doing it and I realized that the powder itself, it's quite expensive, by the way. I'm not sure how much it is. We'll check and link it down. So obviously the powder is, according to them, the best option to do this, but I wanted to try it out with my own powders. I think the key to this step is to have a very finely milled powder, and what that means is the powder is almost like a sand texture. It is not very chunky. It's supposed to just seamlessly disappear into the skin, and that is what the Velvetizer powder does. And that powder can be used as a setting powder as well. I have not tried this powder, so I am not advocating it at all, but I have tried this hack with another powder, and that is what I'm going to be showing you today. So if this is something that you would be interested to watch, then please keep on. So if this is something that you would be interested to watch, then please continue watching. And before you leave, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. And I upload videos as much as possible throughout the week. And I hope you've been enjoying everything I've been bringing to you so far. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to be explaining to you is the type of powder that I'm going to be using as my mixing medium. The first powder is this RCMA no color powder. This powder is almost like flour. It completely melts into the skin. It is very finely milled to the point that I try not to use it with a brush because it just flies everywhere. Let me show you what I mean. So I've gotten a little bit of it onto my hand. It is a white color, but it does not leave a flashback of any sort, so it's a really good powder. I really recommend this, by the way. It is not available in Singapore easily, unfortunately, so I usually ship it down. So if any of you would like to share the shipment with me or would like to get one the next time I ship something, just let me know and I'll definitely help you out. Okay, so you can see the powder. It's just super duper fine. You keep doing this and it disappears. It is a very finely milled powder, as you can see, and I'm just doing this and it's gone. That is the type of powder that works best with this hack. I don't think a chunkier powder would work very well. And let me show you what I mean by a chunkier powder. This is my Lauder Mercier translucent setting powder. This, in my opinion, is slightly chunkier. That doesn't mean at all that this is a better or worse powder than the RCMA one. I love this powder. I've been using it for very long as well. The thing is, I don't think this would work as a mixing medium into the foundation. Firstly, you can see the chunkiness of the powder on my hand. It's chunky, and when I put it onto my hand, you can see that you can actually see the individual grains. You see what I mean? You can see each grain of that milled powder, and this I can use with the brush very easily. It will not fly away everywhere, and that is what I mean by a slightly chunkier powder. Okay, so this video is a little bit weird because it is something that we don't usually do with our foundations, which is to kind of mix things into them. We go straight to our skin and we start blotting it about. We'll see how this goes. I have already prepped my skin with toner, moisturizer and primer, the usuals what I would usually do when I wear foundation, so as to give this a good fair try. So obviously this technique will not work with a cream or stick foundation. It will only work with a very liquid or semi-cream liquid foundation. So I'm just going to be using my Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation, which is my holy grail everyday go-to foundation. So you can do this step on the back of your hand, but to show you and to make things neater, I'm going to be using this palette. This is just that simple primary school palette that we used to use many years ago. I got this off Popular. It is a very cheap alternative. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour a little bit of this foundation onto the palette so that I can mix the powder in. Okay, and that's all the foundation I have poured into it. You can see it is a bit runny. So that is the type of foundation that this hack will work on. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my RCMA powder and I am going to mix it inside here. Okay, I'm trying my best to help you, let you see every step. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I'm going to put this powder inside there, not too much, not too little. I'll show you what I think is a proper amount, but that is in no way the perfect amount. You can always mix things up a little bit if you would like. So I'm just dropping some powder into here. This is the amount of powder I have on top of the foundation. How I know it is enough is usually I like to see the powder kind of cover the surface of the foundation, and then I know it's enough, and make sure of course it's not piling up. The next thing we're going to do is I'm just going to use this spatula like thing and mix it together. Just mixing the two together. This is the new consistency of the foundation. It is much thicker. Look at that. It's almost like a paste, I think. And now I am going to take this and apply it onto my face, and I'm going to do, I think, half the face with a beauty blender because I know that works, and I'm going to try the other half of the face with a brush. We'll see how things go. So let me just zoom you guys in a little bit. Okay, so this is a comfortable distance. I'm just going to take that foundation onto my spatula and just on my skin. And now I'm going to use a beauty blender and just blend this out. You can see, I think, the coverage is dramatically much more with the powder than if I were to just use the foundation on a single layer. That was a lot more, I think, immediately. I mean, you don't even need a second layer, which I, obviously being a crazy bitch, I will be going in with a second layer. But okay, so this is just immediately what you see. You can see the difference in just literally one layer, and it's not even all the foundation. I have so much left. It is just few drops of that foundation, and then I just patted things in, and you can see the coverage. Now, something I want to point out is that this foundation dries very quickly. The foundation itself doesn't, but the foundation with the powder inside dries really quickly. So it is definitely something that you have to quickly work with, and it dries to a very powdery finish. So if you have dry skin, this is it for you. You do not even need to powder it after this. You don't need to set it. If you are the type of person who doesn't use cream contours or cream highlights, you just like to bake and use powders, then this is it for you. You literally do not need a powder to set things. So just because it is a powdery finish does not mean that you cannot build up product on top of it, which is your cream contour, your cream highlighter, everything. You can still do that, and I'll show you what I mean later. But yeah, so far so good. Let's try this side with a brush, which I personally don't think is going to work, but we'll try. The brush I am using is this simple foundation brush. It's from Sephora. It's called Multitasker Complexion in 45. This is a relatively dense brush. It is easy to buff into the skin. So again, I'm going to take that foundation on the spatula and I am going to coat my cheeks with it. It is well coated, and now let me try to buff it into the skin. Okay, so I have buffed it into the skin using my brush, and I think the coverage is kind of the same. I think it's a little bit more patchy on this side with the brush. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it is much of a very notable difference. So I think it just comes down to personal preference and how you like to blend your foundation in. But I do think that this side has the potential to get patchy because the brush is a bit difficult to evenly distribute the product, obviously. With the Beauty Blender, at least, it is soaking up a little bit of product, so it gives you a nice equal finish, which I think the brush doesn't have. And it's not only for this foundation, it is for any product that you use when you compare the Beauty Blender to the brush. But yeah, I mean, okay, I'm just gonna finish up the first layer of my face. So this is one layer of foundation on the entire face. I just went over the Beauty Blender everywhere and just evened it out, but I've not added more product on my cheek areas. I've just covered up the forehead and the nose. It went on really nicely on my nose because my nose has a shit ton of pores and blackheads. So it's very difficult to evenly get product on there, and it's very difficult to make it stay. So I'm just going to add a little bit more foundation on areas that I need a bit more coverage, and we'll see if it is actually buildable. I just want to tell you before I add more coverage that it is already dried down to a powder finish. It is not tacky at all. It is not transferring. It is completely dried down, which it does not happen usually without the powder. Okay guys, this is this area with a second layer of foundation, and I just have to say it's very nice. The coverage is pretty damn good. So let me just finish adding coverage onto the rest of my face, and then we will come back to review our thoughts. So I have completely applied the foundation all over my face to my desired coverage, and I have to say I really love this. It is so well put together. This is really a hack, guys, honestly, and I don't think it looks cakey at all. It is so dry. It's completely dried. It's not transferring anymore, which honestly doesn't happen for me because I'm so oily. If I put a foundation on, I definitely need to set it. Even if the foundation dries down to a powder, no matter what I do, I have to set the foundation with powder. This one, you know, I kind of don't need to, but I am going to go on top of this with contours and creams, and we will see how this holds up. I'm going to wear this the entire day. The time now is about 4 p.m. and I will definitely have this on for maybe 10 to 12 hours. It's going to be a good wear test for us. I will either take footages throughout the day on my phone to show you how the foundation is holding up, or I will wear it the entire day and then put my honest thoughts about this hack into the description box. Let me put on the rest of my makeup with everything else, and I will be right back. We can talk about final thoughts and you can see how other makeup products apply on top of this hack. So I'll be right back. I went on to place my other makeup on top of that foundation hack, and this is how it looks. I think it is extremely nice. I love it. And by the way, this look has a tutorial coming soon. That is the next video, so please stay tuned. But for now, I think it worked really well because the cream products that I put on top of that foundation powder mixture was totally fine. It blended out, in fact, I think better than usual, and everything worked perfectly normally. There was no big disadvantage or anything because of that powder that we put in. So this is something that I would definitely recommend. I'm going to try and take videos throughout the day or the night, and I will show you how this foundation holds up. But for now, this is definitely something that I will do again and again and again as long there is time, because it is rather time consuming and you need a little bit more products than usual. But other than that, I think the finish that it gives is absolutely beautiful. So I am a huge fan of this hack. I completely recommend it to you, so please check it out. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun filming it, and now I'm going to go scoot on, continue my day, and I will see you on my next video. Thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye.
Hi everyone, the time now is, what time is it? 9:55. It's 9:55. It has been about 6 hours since I wore the foundation, and look at it. I think it's nice. Even my eyes hasn't gone anywhere. I've been out and about. I'm having dinner right now. It hasn't separated much, but you can see some redness and oil at my nose. But other than that, the cheek and everywhere is fine. It has not separated and it's holding up pretty well. So I'll see if I'll do another check-in later if I'm still gonna be out. But so far so good.
Hi you guys, I just got back home. The time now is 11 p.m. Okay, so yeah, there has been a lot more oil coming up, but honestly for me, this is very good already, because usually by now I would be completely oily. I would have no makeup left. You see my eyes are completely still there. Not much creasing, just a little bit here I guess, and just a little bit here, but other than that the intensity is still there. Everything is still there. I guess certain areas of coverage has dropped a little bit, but that is really expected. My cheeks, my acne scars are mostly here. Those scars have not shown through. Let's take a look at my nose. Okay, so my nose has separated here and here, but that's also because even right now I'm really sweating because I literally just got home, so I am sweating like crazy. But other than that, I think this makeup could still go on, you know. And also bear in mind, I have not blotted once, I have not touched up, I have not done anything to it. It's just that same makeup. I've literally, and I've been touching my face quite a bit because my hair has been in my face, and I think I'm quite impressed. I'm definitely going to continue trying this thing. It is really working out for me. I am so impressed by it. I mean, if I can get a foundation to even last on me for like 2-3 hours without oiling out, without separating, I am very happy. Let alone a foundation to last 7 whole hours. This is how it looks after 7 whole hours. It was sweltering when I left the house. It was right smack in the afternoon, super hot, and then I went to get some things which you will be seeing in a video very soon. I went to NYX and got a whole bunch of makeup. I will be doing that for you soon. I was not in the aircon the whole time, so yeah, I mean, for me, my foundation, even if I am in the aircon the entire night, it still gets extremely oily. So for results like this, I am very happy. So I hope you enjoyed this little check-in thing that I did for you today. It was fun. I got to document my day in a small little way. Let me know if you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment, and I will see you on my next video. Good night, everybody.